All right, y'all. It's your boy Professor X here, and I'm with my homie, brother Kid Stacy, and also brother Zargon. We're gonna have a discussion right now, of course, about some of today's wrestling topics, and we're gonna start with Ryback and Mark Henry, who basically have developed quite a legit heat feud in the media these past couple of weeks. And part of it started where Ryback banned Mark Henry from Twitter, calling him WWE's paid puppet. And of course, Mark Henry claims Ryback was dangerous in the ring. Now, there's all opinions to go back and forth. But also at one point, Ryback said those wrestling titles don't mean anything in the real world because it's scripted and it is fake. Those titles really don't mean anything. So basically, they're marketing basically a fictitious championship reign that that really doesn't have any legitimacy. But guys, we'll start with you, Zygon. Your thoughts on Ryback and Mark Henry?
I like it. I like the back and forth. I like the fact that it ties in with Ryback having his feud kind of with WWE, having his issues with WWE, and Mark Henry playing his role, playing a soldier that's protecting the company that he's worked for for a long, long time. So can't be mad at it. Shout out
I
to the
hear that.
motorcycle.
Yeah, I hear that. Kid Stacy, what are your thoughts?
I mean, I've missed most of the feud, but I mean, I've always known Mark Henry's been a company man from day.
Yes, definitely.
He's always been the guy that's I mean, look, this is the reason why he's been kept around so long. Yeah, he's always been limited in the ring and that and we know he's not the greatest wrestler in the world, but he's a guy that plays his position. He's the guy that kisses the right asses. He's the guy that's there to put over the talent. He's a company guy through and through, and so what Ryback says, it does ring true. It doesn't surprise me. I must admit I was caught off guard. I wasn't aware of the feud, but it doesn't surprise me. Mark Henry is that guy.
That's true, yeah. And here's some of the quotes from that, brothers. Ryback has a beef with the WWE for many reasons. Of course, a lot of them have beef with WWE for many reasons. They have an ongoing legal battle over the rights to his name. Of course, yeah, he wants the rights to his name. He also claims that the company suppressed his social media accounts. Now Ryback is in a war of words with Mark Henry. And part of that, it says the world's strongest man didn't appreciate Ryback calling WWE title belts props. That was the part right there, props. And they are props. He unleashed on Busted Open Radio where he called Ryback out for being unsafe in the ring. And of course, Ryback had many replies on Twitter. One fan responded to one of Ryback's tweets about Henry and said, "Stop acting like a cryback." The big guy responded and explained his beef with WWE, which we all know because we've heard the details of different beefs for years. He also doesn't appreciate Mark Henry acting as a WWE mouthpiece on Busted Open Radio. Maybe that's the puppet term that he refers to. And mouthpiece, puppet, it's all the same as far as I'm concerned. You know what I mean? Your thoughts on that?
You want to go first or me?
You go first. You go.
Yeah, you can go first. Yeah, either one.
I think it's funny, and even Ryback, I think, was taken by surprise from Mark Henry's response. I know one of the videos he did just recently, or the streams he did recently, he was surprised by Mark Henry's response because he felt that him and Mark Henry had a better relationship than kind of what was displayed. But I still think that Ryback's, him saying what he said was correct. I just feel if I'm going at it with the company for whatever reasons, personal issues and things like that, and I'm mad at them because they didn't take my health, they didn't take it seriously. And then as much as people get on Ryback about that, they have to remember that CM Punk had the same issue with the staph infection. And remember, CM Punk was even dissing Ryback, but even Ryback was agreeing with CM Punk. And then you look at the social media of the WWE superstars. WWE, everybody says it, like WWE wants to have control of that. They wanted to have control of their Twitch channels, which a lot of people, they deleted their Twitch channels or, just left it high and dry because WWE wanted to take money from them, from their accounts, which I don't understand how the hell you can do that. To me, that makes no sense. I don't know how you can you can say, okay, you could do your thing on Twitch, but because you're making too much money, and Zelina Vega, some people were saying that she was making more money doing the Twitch thing than she was on WWE. Now, if you have talent that's making more money from Twitch than they are being in your company, that's a serious problem. And Zelina Vega isn't pushed down our throats, kind of like how other wrestlers, whether they be male or female, is. So if she can make a lot of money from Twitch, then think of top tier superstars or people who's, shoved in your face all the time. Imagine the type of money that they can make. And I think Vince McMahon saw that. And I think as a businessman, Vince McMahon took that into consideration and then decided, you know what, since you guys, are making all this money from Twitch, I want my share, because if he doesn't take the share from it, it's kind of like having, I don't want to say AEW is competition right now, but it's like having another company to compete with. It's like if Vince McMahon allows that to happen, not the fans, the wrestlers could be like, all right, well, I'm making more money doing this Twitch thing, so I don't need WWE right now. Fuck you and this company. And I think Vince McMahon sees that, possibly happening. I think that's why he did what he did. So is it a shitty move on Vince McMahon's end? Yes, but at the same time, I sort of understand it. Oh, excuse me. At the same time, I sort of understand it. But if I'm a talent, I'm going to be like, fuck this shit. I'm out of here. I'm sorry. If I'm making more money and I don't have to abuse my body, I don't have to take a lot of bumps, I don't have to play a lot of politics, I don't have to do all that extra shit, I'm going to take the stress-free job. All I got to do is just sit there and play a video game for a couple of hours and make mad money. You crazy. You'd be a fool not to do that. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's true. Well, okay, from Vince McMahon's greed point of view, and it's greed. That's all it is, greed.
Of course.
He really doesn't need to take any money from them. He's got billions anyway.
But it's power.
Yeah, it's power.
It's power. That's what it is. It's power.
Wrestlers today are getting smart because with all the social media platforms, they can make money and do things outside. Now, people shut down because they're in a contract, except for Paige, who technically, even though she's in a contract, she's at home, but she's retired because she actually is live right now. I got a notification that she's live and she's still streaming. So I'm pretty sure she'll be off. I'm pretty sure she'll be terminated at some point or another. I don't know.
Probably when her contract runs out, or if WWE just does like a early termination.
Yeah, I mean, it's just greed on Vince's part. I mean, how much money does he really need? He doesn't need it. But like I said, these wrestlers who are trying to, make some money on the side, just for probably retirement and take care of themselves better, that's good. I mean, they should. But see, like you said, Zarkon, when Vince found out they were making this money, he wants to now do a deal with between WWE and Twitch. So if the wrestlers keep twitching while they're in a contract, they'll take a percentage of that money, which I, like I said, which I don't agree with. Now, as far as Zelina Vega goes, even though she's fired, there's also Becky Lynch was there for her. That's another article I just saw. I want to shout out to the chat right now. Sherman Scott, what's up? And what's up, Johnny Mills? Anyway,
there is another section. You're right. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, so, Kid Stacy, what are your thoughts on this whole, like I said, the Twitch social media platform? With wrestlers making money on this, on the side.
I mean, it just brings up those feelings of truly what is an independent contractor. Those whole discussions around how free are you really. I mean, it's also very reminiscent of those record labels that do them 360 deals now these days, where they just basically, everything you do, whether you're on a talk show, whether you make T-shirts, whether you're doing your own sort of concerts, we take a percentage of that, and that's kind of what the WWE is. I mean, I agree with you, Zargon. If these guys are free to make kind of their own money in their, because there's so much more opportunities these days, and it ain't the same how it was before. And if they can make money a different way, I can't hate on that at all, because it's a tough life doing the wrestling thing. But as for Vince controlling everything, Vince, I mean, where do you start with him? I mean, this guy wants complete control over everything. I mean, I feel bad for the guys because they truly don't really have anything, and they don't really own their own rights. I mean, who really has the control over who owns their own career these days in that company? You know,
Nobody.
who's free
Yeah.
to do what they want? Nobody.
Yeah, nobody owns it. Yeah.
Absolutely nobody.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean? Everyone's controlled to a certain extent. You know, so I just think it's disgusting, but it's classic Vince.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Well, as far as we got off topic. Back to Ryback and Mark Henry. I'm gonna call Mark Henry what I called Booker T.
No.
Uncle Mark Tom.
Damn.
Mark Henry. Yeah, I gotta say it. Mark Henry is another resident house nigga / butler for WWE. That's just the way it is. And that's funny how the mentality is. Once you have a job there and once you're under contract, you know, you gonna be a good houseboy and do what master say. So you know, but when you're but like I said, on the other side of the coin, Ryback, who's totally in the right here.
Oh, man.
Like I said, he's right, you know. So like I said, he's right, you know. I agree with his point of view. He knows the inner workings of that place, of how the place is, and it's getting worse by the day. And as far as like on a side note, the COVID-19 outbreak, there's been another outbreak recently, and Kevin Nash's dumbass went on Twitter and saying, "I don't understand when people have a problem with the WWE's COVID testing system. It's adequate," because he said he was quarantined. Well, the thing is, this is from an article he saw on somebody saying, "Is WWE trying to kill Ric Flair?" Who knows? I think they're trying to kill every talent on the roster, because if their so-called testing system, if their COVID-19 testing system was adequate, why are wrestlers still contracting it? Oh, left and right. Drew McIntyre, the top guy champion, he contracted it. He's at home. Yeah. What the hell? And look, before he tested positive, he had a lot of contact with people on the previous show. You know, for all we know, Roman Reigns could have it, and Roman Reigns can't afford to get it, especially with his leukemia condition that he's got.
Exactly.
So I think that's why he took the time off beforehand when it first happened. Like, he was one of the people that was like, "Fuck this, I'm out of here."
He should stay away altogether. And the thing is, because see, coming back now, and then you had another outbreak. I mean, what the hell's going on? So look,
that's not gonna be good.
And Ryback's defense, shut this shit down. Shut down operations altogether. I mean, it's too dangerous, and it's getting more dangerous.
I agree.
So as far as Ryback and Mark Henry goes, okay. Yeah, we get it. But Mark Henry, I respect your opinion, I guess, in a sense. But I'm siding more with Ryback when it comes to health, safety, and also realism. Those belts are props.
I gotta add something to that. I gotta add a little extra thing to it, because you just actually put something in my head. I wasn't even thinking about this. It's kind of funny how Mark Henry takes Ryback saying the fake word to offense, but didn't have this energy for Kevin Nash, who's been saying wrestling's been fake for a long time. Kevin Nash been using the F-bomb for a long ass time, and nobody's had the energy to say anything to him except for maybe like, I think it was Doink the Clown. I think one of the interviews I seen, Doink the Clown was like probably like the only person that actually said something on camera in regards to Kevin Nash calling WWE fake. And I think Kevin Nash said the only thing that's real in wrestling is the money and the miles, and that's it. And it is true. It is true. And then you have to look at the dirt sheets, because they write something like all day, every day. Even the dirt sheets are calling the belts props. So I don't know why nobody's jumping on those guys.
That's a good point. And it seems like to me, Mark Henry and Kevin Nash could be good friends. That's why no one said nothing to him. So see, you know, and plus he's part of the clique. So, you know, he must have some pull. So see, Ryback is now basically an outsider. So basically you can go out to Ryback, but you can't touch Kevin Nash, which I don't agree with it, because I don't like Kevin Nash. I don't like none of the guys in the clique. You know,
me and you, bro.
Yeah. So I'm just saying right there. See right there, that's Two-Face right there. So hey Mark, why didn't you go after Big Sexy, or I call him Bitch Sexy? That's what it is, because he's a bitch anyway. But anyway, so
what killer?
yeah. But anyway,
so done.
Now if you want to, we can shift gears now to Charlotte Flair, and the thing surrounding her is she would not be where she is if Ric Flair wasn't her father. That's just a cold hard facts.
That is true, and I can agree with that. I mean, the only thing is, I will give Charlotte Flair credit for it, is she's actually pretty good. I'll give her due, even though she's shoved down our throats 24/7. Every time she comes back, she wins a championship. all the time. She's in the title picture all the time. She can play her part, and she kind of reminds me of Triple H. As much as Triple H used to irk my fucking soul on Raw when he used to, you know, play his terrorizing character and terrorize the entire Raw roster for like years on end. Charlotte Flair, at least she's good at her job, so I can give her that much credit. But I do think it's a bit ridiculous that she's on all the time, like every single week. She's in the top spot. I mean, she's been in WWE, the main roster, for how long? And she's like a 10-time champion already, or a 9-time champion. That's ridiculous.
I think she's 13 times now.
13. That's even worse. That's ridiculous. I mean, I understand they want to make her like father because her father's a 16-time world champion. But at the same time, Ric Flair didn't win like a fucking title like every 2 weeks. Like that's ridiculous.
I agree. I agree.
That's too much.
I mean, how many of those title reigns do you remember? How many of those title reigns do you remember? I mean, she was feuding with Sasha Banks, and they was trading the titles back and forth for like what, a good month or two. So, I mean, that's right.
What the hell?
Like hot potato.
Yeah. I was going to say, I think she's a great athlete, but and she's really good at promos as well. You know, I'll give her a respect as well. But
when she's heel, she's on it.
Yeah, you know, but for me, it's like, this is the problem with the WWE. I mean, they don't build enough stars. And when you have one star that clearly outshines everyone else, you have no threat to her. You have no one who's on her level. And that's the problem. You've shoved her so far down our throats, almost like a Cena position. It's like, you expect her to win. You expect her to get everything. And then that's, for me, then it gets a little played out after a while. You know, I get it. She's good. But you've got to elevate your competition around you as well. I mean, that's my thoughts on that.
Okay, well, I'm gonna show you her quotes on Twitter. When somebody released an article, it says right here, "I should just scroll block this garbage, but words matter. So I will take a few moments to educate you. Since both a human and I would assume an editor allowed this bullshit to sully at Gore's internet." And it's from the Daily DDT. Charlotte Flair catches a lot of heat for how WWE books her, and that's the article that breaks it down. Now, also right here, "I have taken time off 3 times while on the main roster. First time was when my dad was sick. Second time was a 6-week injury that was followed up by 18 months of staring at lights to help create a star. Third time is now. What exactly is it that I'm avoiding?" Now, to me right there, you sound, Charlotte, a little bitter. Staring at, and I fired back with 3 tweets at her, but I didn't get a response. I fired back with 3 good tweets. Here's the thing. 18 months staring at lights to help create a star. Wow. Hey, Charlotte, seems to me like somebody could mistake that statement for ego. Mm-hmm. Here's the thing, and I think the star she's talking about creating is Asuka. First of all, Asuka's very talented, probably more talented than Charlotte Flair. Charlotte, only reason why you are where you are, and you wouldn't be where you are as fast if Ric Flair wasn't your father. That's politics. That's everything is political, from fake wrestling to real government politics. Everything is political. You only got where you got because of who your daddy is. That's just a cold hard fact.
Your last name can carry weight,
right?
Even in regular sports,
your name carries weight. Hell, Nia Jackson's only star because The Rock's her cousin, as is Roman Reigns. If The Rock wasn't their cousin, I don't think they would be is featured or in the spot they're in if it wasn't for The Rock. Because see, The Rock has pull, and you notice The Rock's daughter, who I've seen, she ugly as hell. Her Rock's daughter's at NXT because have you seen her face? I've seen her face. I mean, she got injured last time. Savage. She kind of looks too much like The Rock in a way. She got long hair, but she's not attractive. But anyway, like I said, Charlotte Flair, she's in the spotlight as the queen, but it's because of Daddy. That's the cold hard truth. If you were not related to Ric Flair, I don't even think you would be have a third of the spotlight, and you damn sure wouldn't have all those title reigns. So, and apparently she doesn't like staring at lights for 18 months or for any length of time. Sounds like to me somebody doesn't like to put somebody else over. So see right there, that's ego right there. See, she basically showing her ass with that statement. That's showing her ego.
See, I'm glad you took it that route because I was about to be like OD petty right now. I was about to be OD petty right now. I was like, she wasn't saying all that, looking at the lights when she was getting her, breast enhancements done. But you know what? I'm not going to go there.
Hey, brother, man, this on my show, you can go there. You can go anywhere you want to.
Oh, man. Oh, snap. Somebody sent a message. Oh, no. Oh, they were blocked. Oh, I don't know who that is. Who the hell is that?
That's a troll account saying, how you doing, Mr.
AOC.
Yeah, saying, how are you doing, Mr. Racist there? Or whatever. I know who you are, so don't even try it. That's why you blocked.
AOC. Who's AOC? Why do I recognize those initials?
It's probably somebody I know on a troll account. See, the thing is, they don't like me bringing brothers together for our own show. So, because we ain't got to come to your shit no more. So see, I got my own platform. Just like these two brothers also have a platform. Anyway, let's just get back on track here. Like I said, as far as Charlotte Flair goes, yeah, as long as your name is Flair, you'll be okay. Because see, Flair has political pull. If Flair, like I said, Flair is a career long man. He came from the NWA. That's an NWA made man.
He is a made man.
Jim Crockett Promotions, then of course turned to WCW. Of course, Flair's gonna have pull. I mean that's just a fact. He has weight. When you have political weight like that, then if you have a daughter, son, whoever, they're gonna get they'll become a star, or they'll get their foot in the door real easy. See, everyone else has to work for it, or in this case, if you're a woman, either work for it. Go ahead.
I do feel that there is pressure on like certain talents because of their last name. They have to live up to a certain expectation, which is one of the reasons why I give Charlotte Flair credit, is because she's actually good. Now, if she was trash and she was still getting pushed, then it would be like a major problem. It's like, okay, you're pushing this individual to the moon, but they don't have an ounce of talent. They can't talk, they can't wrestle, they can't even stand up straight without falling somewhere. So even though her last name carries weight, at least she's able to, hold her own and actually produce in matches and can actually talk. So I'll give her that once again. I'll give her that.
I hear you. I'm going to respectfully disagree. I don't think she's that talented. I mean, yeah, she has some moves, but
no, I'm saying she has moves. She's talented, but it's not like she's like a walk-in. Oh God, you're gonna make me go there. It's not like she's a walk-in botch fest. That's what I'm basically trying to say.
I hear you. I don't think she has. To me, I don't think she has any talent. I think Asuka, and there's a better.
Asuka is. Asuka's way more attractive. We're gonna go there. I'm going there.
That's true. Yeah, because actually there are reports, and also if you look at Charlotte Flair very closely, especially around the Adam's apple, some people have suggested that she might be a transgender in a way. Can
I just jump in, brothers? Charlotte, her ass is flat like an ironing board for me. I mean, I don't find her mathematical. I don't think she's even got any hips. She's straight like a tree, but there is pressure on these guys. I mean, look at the guys that have come from famous parents that haven't gone anywhere. Ted DiBiase Jr. Who was that guy from? Was it?
You can even say Cody Rhodes. You can even put Cody Rhodes. I'm gonna put him in there.
I never believed Cody Rhodes was the main event ever in my life, and I still don't believe it. And the only time
but I can agree.
But for me, the only time I was even interested as Cody Rhodes' gimmick was, do you remember that time back when he had the prosthetic mask on his face?
Everybody likes the mask. I don't know why.
Yeah, I always like because I think he had his nose broken. Yeah.
I always like the dashing Cody Rhodes. Don't judge me. I always loved the dashing Cody Rhodes. That was just because it was just like so corny, but it was funny. It was like, who does this? Doing daily tips on how to brush your teeth and shit like that. It was just funny.
Yeah. But he was coming out of his shell a bit more, they gave him something. Because before that, what was he? He was in Legacy, wasn't he, with Randy Orton? And that was going nowhere for him. So, I mean,
he was playing the little lackey. He was playing the lackey, and then I think before that he was with Hardcore Holly. I think before, like when he first came in, he was with Hardcore Holly.
Right.
Yeah, I remember that. Right. He was, like I said, but to me the dashing thing plus then Stardust. that was all,
that Stardust shit. That was that's a rant in itself.
That was just Vince's bad creative, but that's what it was because Dustin so there's also his Goldust, so it would make sense to do a Stardust. But see, I think Cody saw the writing on the wall. He got tired of that shit. He left and became a boss. Look at him now. Now he's all elite and he always was. He's very talented. Very talented. He can talk. He can wrestle. See, if you let him come out of his shell, really come out of his shell, talking, wrestling wise, Cody, I think Cody Rhodes will surprise you. So he surprised me. So see,
I do think people have hidden potential, hidden talent that
he did,
isn't always showcased in WWE. I can agree with that.
Yeah, because he did have talent. He's proven that. See, that's why when he started his own and he's still wrestling, he's out of his shell. He's realizing his full potential. But that's something that whack ass wrestling entertainment didn't allow him to do.
Of course not.
So basically, to me, he was held back with that bullshit. And say the dashing thing. I saw the dashing thing. It was kind of funny, but at the same time, it was funny at first. But I got real annoyed real quick. So I'm thinking, okay, he's better than this. I mean, it's Dusty Rhodes' son. Even Goldust, his other one, the older one.
But you gotta look at the shit Dusty Rhodes was doing. WWE had Dusty Rhodes and polka dots and doing all that dumb shit.
I'm just a common man. And Sweet Sapphire. I'm that's right. I liked it that he was there for the time, but I'm glad he went back. Because then we can see the real Dusty Rhodes. See, that's the real Dusty Rhodes, the NWA Dusty Rhodes. That BS with polka dots. I'm saying, what the hell is doing with polka dots? Like I'm saying, this Vince McMahon.
Yeah, that was just stupid.
I think Vince McMahon always. Go ahead. Sorry. No.
I was just saying that's a former 3-time heavyweight NWA champion, and you got him in polka dots. I mean,
damn. But what I was going to add was that was Vince McMahon spitting in the face of Jim Crockett Promotions because he doesn't like competition. So any competition, just like it. So if somebody comes from the competition, he's gonna make a fool of them. I mean, look what he did to Sting in that WrestleMania years ago. I mean, I don't want to go there.
Just making me mad all over again.
Sorry, but I just had to say it because it all adds up to the same thing. But as far as Charlotte Flair goes, I mean, you have, I guess you have average looks, some looks because you got blonde hair. You may have a few moves, but you're not as talented as you think you are. I mean, that's just my opinion. Brother Z thinks she's got talent.
I think she got some talent. She could hold her own. She can coordinate in a match with people. But I'm not going to say she's the best. She's the greatest of all time. I'm not going to go that far.
Yeah, it's like this.
And I'd agree with that.
Yes, Johnny, she's engaged to Andrade. Where the hell is Andrade anyway?
Yeah, that's what we heard. She's engaged to Andrade. Shout out to Johnny Mills. And shout out to Schizophrenic in the chat. I see the questions. Like I said, I'm going to ignore that. But anyway.
Who the hell is DH?
No. You know who DH is, don't you, Sargon? He knows who that is.
I do?
That's somebody's good best friend. I'm not gonna mention that here on the air. I'm gonna say with the topics.
Okay. All right. No problem.
Somebody wants attention. They don't like seeing brothers unite on their own shit. So, but anyway, on their own show. But anyway, here's the thing. Here's my opinion of Charlotte Flair. I even said this back then before all the title reigns. I think if Charlotte Flair were to leave the Queen gimmick behind, or the obvious acknowledgement that she's a Flair's daughter, if she were to break out on her own, I think she could be better than what she is now. Get rid of the Ric Flair robes, even hell, change your hair color if you need to, but make your own path and your own niche and improve your skill. I think if she were to do that, leave behind the image that she's Flair's daughter and do her own thing, I think she'd be even better than what she is now. Like I said, put her in the AEW and see what happens, or put her in the That's just my opinion.
I do think that can be the case, but I feel like sometimes fans want that too. They want, to remember like certain superstars, so they'll look at their children and be like, oh, if their child was just like, take Curtis Axel, like they wanted him to be like Mr. Perfect, which that's virtually impossible to do. But I'm saying, and even then, and thank God they changed his Michael McGillicuddy. Jesus Christ, that's probably one of the worst names ever in WWE history, probably the worst. But I do think sometimes it can work, but I think Curtis Axel got looked over just way too much. But I felt that he didn't have the personality that Mr. Perfect had, even though that's his son. I don't think he had the personality like his dad. So I think a different gimmick for him would have worked, but I don't know. It's like you gotta. And I also let me back up. I also feel that he wasn't one of the people that WWE was looking at to market after as well. So I think that also fell not in favor for him. Like WWE didn't look at him the same way they look at Charlotte Flair. So I think that also hurt him as well. Same thing with Ted DiBiase. Same thing with Cody Rhodes. Same thing with who's another generation star that you could think of? Somebody else.
So,
go on, bro. No, what I was saying was, I noticed Curtis Axel has disappeared from. I think he got released, didn't he? I believe.
I think so. I'm trying to remember.
He got released
I think
years ago. I ain't seen him at all. Yeah. So what it is, he didn't have the potential that his father had. That's probably why he wasn't pushed as he was, because he was just, I guess you say average and basically mid card.
I mean, look at The Rock. They tried to do the same thing with The Rock. They tried to have him do the father and the grandfather, and that shit didn't work. And then The Rock had to, they had to think of something different, or The Rock had to think of something different, have a whole different persona, have a whole different attitude, have a whole different character than what was presented for him.
Now. Yeah, look at him now. Yeah, see, he started off as Rocky Maivia, but once the fans started trashing that, he took matters into his own hands. So look at him now. Johnny Mills in his chat says thoughts on AEW working with Impact Wrestling.
I think it's good.
Great. I think it's great. We got Matt Hardy. Yeah,
I like it.
I'm gonna shift gears here to Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy, who's basically been working with Private Party. He showed up on Impact, as does Kenny Omega. So I think it's great to see right there.
Version 1, baby.
Yeah, those two working together can really give Vince some problems. See, I like that, because then you can see Impact stars coming on AEW show, which I'm hoping to see. I'm hoping to see Rosemary come on AEW maybe someday. I mean, who knows? It just depends.
But you also have a lot of matchups that you can make too. Now that you got both companies together, you could put a lot of matches together. You can have title feuds with the with the superstars against each other. So it's a lot of possibilities. So I'm not mad at it. I actually like the move.
Oh yeah, and also I like Impact's new announce team, D'Lo Brown and Matt Stryker, who we haven't seen in a long time.
What? D'Lo Brown? D'Lo Brown's my boy, man. I love D'Lo Brown.
Yeah, man. Man. You're looking at the real deal now. Absolutely. I was a big D'Lo Brown fan back in the day, man.
Also, on one note,
I think it's a matter of time before they start partnering up with New Japan as well. I can definitely see that happening as well.
That'd be awesome too, Dad. Because then you have a triple threat. So,
hell yeah, this is what we need. Yeah.
The problems are real. Oh, shifting gears to SmackDown, or I call it Friday Night Jackoff. Here I have the results. I have the results up here. Like I said, I didn't watch it, but I have the results.
Okay.
One of the segments was a stupid ass obstacle course between Bianca and Bayley, which was kind of like NXT, which I saw pictures of. I'm like, are you serious? I mean, they showed her Bayley carrying some dude, and they showed Bianca carrying Otis. I'm pretty sure her back had the ache after that.
Damn, he called him some dude, yo. I feel hurt.
Dude. Yeah,
some dude.
I never saw that. I would say though, I'm a fan of Bianca Belair. I'm a big fan of her.
Too, yeah.
I think she's got a lot of potential, and I think she's a problem for them girls in the division. And I don't know if you guys caught that Paul Heyman promo that he pulled on her a few weeks ago, just singing her praises and stuff. And I entirely agree, man. She's not quite the finished product, but I do think she's got a lot of upside to her.
That's true, yeah.
Okay.
Well, one of the opening segments was Roman Reigns, and Paul Heyman was out there. Roman Reigns talks about how he doesn't miss appearance, and it took a global pandemic to sideline him. He starts talking about how he also hurts all over, but he doesn't miss appearances. He says, my back hurts because I've been carrying this damn company for years now. Okay, well, technically, that's true. Oh, that's the other thing also. The thing with Adam Pearce, who, got Kevin Owens to replace him on the contract. How about that? I kind of saw that coming. That was obvious. So Kevin Owens is going to get a second shot at the title. Probably, like I say, he's still not going to win it, but it'll be I guess a pretty good match or a good fight, I guess, And
that's another payday, so I ain't mad at shit. Get all the championship matches you can. Shit.
Also,
I ain't mad at that.
What do y'all think of the Apollo Crews heel turn tease with him and Big E? I think they should go ahead and do that.
I want to say they should go ahead and do it, but I don't want it to be a situation where they turn him heel and then there's nothing done. Like Big E just beats him again, and then they don't go on from there. So now you just got another superstar just sitting there doing nothing. So a part of me wants to see that heel turn, and a part of me is like, I
Here's my
don't.
thoughts on the heel turn, depending on who the wrestler is. If you turn him heel and let him do his thing, I think he'll be successful. But if you turn him heel and then Vince is doing the creative and it turns out to be trash, then that's on them. That's their fault, not the wrestler's fault.
But a lot of things are their fault. I mean, a lot of things are the writing and Vince McMahon's fault. But for some reason, the talent seems to get the backlash for some odd reason, and I will never understand why.
Yeah, because Vince was the one that okayed this creative, so they're just doing what they're told because they don't have a choice. Because when you don't do what you're told, you end up in the doghouse or you end up out the door, as we all know.
You end up getting fired.
So yeah, getting fired. Yeah, and the thing is, you got fired because I'm trying to save myself, but then I end up doing what you say, and I'm screwed anyway. So see, they're between a rock and a hard place. I mean, perfect example: Damian Sandow. He outshined the Miz with that psychic thing. He was awesome. He basically put himself over.
But that's something that wasn't supposed to happen. Once again, that's if you're not a part of WWE system and you're just shining, and WWE don't like that, they will try every and anything to slow your momentum down. They do it with so many people. I don't care if you're on the top of the roster, they still will try to like slow down your momentum. So that's just the WWE.
Look at Zack Ryder.
He had to bring him up.
They took that shit away from him. I mean, and the problem is, there's a lot of problems there, but I mean, they're writing for an audience of one. As long as you please Vince McMahon. I don't know why the hell this dude. I mean, how old is he? 75, 76. He's dated. He's a dinosaur. It's time to release the reins and give it to people who are a bit more in touch. We've got all these writers. We ain't got no bookers. Back in the day, you would have bookers. Now we just got a team of Hollywood guys writing lines, think they're cool, and that's it. Let's put it in there. And it's just out of touch. The wrestlers aren't allowed to, be themselves. It just reminds me of, like, you remember Paul Heyman when he had the ECW, and he worked on their strengths, and he made their weaknesses. He just put that to the back, and that's what they should be doing. If these guys ain't good talkers, then you should perhaps put somebody that's with them that can help them as a mouthpiece. Perhaps give them something where maybe talking isn't, because look, Goldberg wasn't a massive talker, was he? But they played to his strengths. They worked on what he was good at. And so, and I feel that that's the kind of direction we need to go, instead of putting them in positions where they're uncomfortable and they're like destined to fail.
That's why I feel that managers should come back. Like, they should have more managers, because lack of managers is really disrespectful. The only person you really see is Paul Heyman. I mean, outside of Paul Heyman, who else do you really see? I mean, they let go of Zelina Vega, so you can't even count her no more. So, I mean, the manager spot is pretty much obsolete.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Wow, so I miss the days of Bobby the Brain Heenan, and
exactly.
Slick, and of course, Jim Cornette. Oh, speaking of Jim Cornette, he also has weighed in on the Ryback issue.
What he say? What he say? Because I felt a rant coming.
It's something apparently that Ryback said about, he says Ryback is drinking Drano if he thinks he's more entertaining than Paul Heyman. And you know how Jim Cornette likes to rant and destroy people. Ryback took to Twitter and said that Paul Heyman is a Ryback said he took Twitter and said Paul Heyman is a piece of shit, and that he would destroy Heyman with an open mic and no script. That might be true, because
you probably can. I mean, if you believe in yourself that much, but I mean, probably can.
And of course, while speaking on his drive-through podcast, Jim Cornette discussed Ryback's harsh comments regarding Paul Heyman. Cornette said that Ryback is drinking Drano with the former star. Of course, Cornette then proceeded to make a hilarious comparison between the promo skills of Paul Heyman and Ryback. Okay, I mean, we are talking about the guy, of course, who created ECW. So I'm pretty sure Paul Heyman can hold his own against Ryback. It'd probably get personal real quick, and probably get pretty nasty and probably pretty dirty as far as words. But Ryback will probably have some return. But I can see I'd probably pick Paul Heyman as far as an open mic feud. I'd probably pick Paul Heyman. I can only see Paul Heyman because remember ECW One Night Stand. Remember that in the ring?
Hell yeah.
He was when he was shooting on Bischoff and then on JBL, it says the only reason you were WWE champion for a year
that was savage.
Didn't want to walk Tuesdays.
Exactly.
That was savage. That
You put Ryback in the ring. Yeah, you put Ryback in the ring with Paul Heyman. I think Paul Heyman would tear that ass up. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So, hey, you know.
Can I just ask, who was that? Can you remember that guy who was what was that guy's name who was with Umaga, that manager? He used to snap the cigar.
Armando
Alejandro Estrada. Yes, I remember him. Yeah.
That's my guy, man. That's my guy. I love that guy.
Listen, awesome.
I love that guy.
Yeah, he was awesome, man. He was awesome.
I say that at least once a day. That's why when you said it, I knew immediately who you was talking about. I said that between that and singing the Captain Planet, I say that once a day.
And the thing is, he's probably the last heel manager I loved watching, even when he was a heel.
Yeah,
he was entertaining. He was entertaining.
Hell yeah.
Bobby Heenan was entertaining. Bobby Heenan was a beast. I remember WrestleMania where Tatanka was in the ring. He goes, "Hey, Gorilla, you know how to talk to people say hello. Hey, how are ya? Hey, how are?" I mean, he could diss anybody. He would diss anybody too. He was just that funny. I mean,
but you know what the crazy thing is though about that? Like, if Bobby Heenan was to say something like that today, you know the fans would be in their feelings. Like these smarts, they would be all in their feelings. I mean,
true,
just Jinder Mahal saying, you know, you all rook the same, and people was ready to lose their minds. And the only reason I brought that up because I'm actually wearing my Jinder Mahal shirt today. That's the only reason.
That's cool. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah,
but
because everything's so racial today, saying and you gotta be careful what you say due to the times, due to our previous administration, of course. And I'm pretty sure the two of you know what happened. Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm talking about as far as like I'm pretty sure both of you guys heard and saw what happened at the Capitol here in the U.S.
Of course.
So there you go.
It should have been a bunch of dead bodies there, but I'm not going to go there.
I will. As you know, like I said, see, they were all a Caucasoid, and they was okay. I mean, 5 people just died. You know damn well if it was a bunch of brothers, it'd be a bloodbath. So there's the double standard. The law they got for them, the law they got for us. Is a quote from Mario Van Peebles from Posse in '93, Jesse Lee. That's how it is. Well, like I said, I won't get too much into that because I'll probably draw too much heat from being real. Because I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, you draw enough heat.
No, well, let's just say I got some cracker enemies watching even now.
Oh my God!
That's why they're trying to troll in the chat. So I'll leave it at that. And to those who are watching. How you doing? Here's to you. So, anyway, back to the wrestling topics. Like I said, I'm good. I'm not gonna shut my mouth about it.
One person died in that raid.
Yeah,
it was a lady. That part I do know about. I did see that.
Which lady are you talking about?
And more. I'm seeing somebody in the comments saying people died in the Capitol raid. You dumb fuck. I don't know why you would put that, but it was only one person.
It was 5 people actually, because one of them ladies, it was 5 people that died. Yeah, because that lady was shot.
I've only seen one,
and I think an officer died too. So whoever this guy is right here, another troll.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, another troll. I know you are. So guess what? See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. Blocked. So look, I'm just trying to do a show and have fun. Well, I can't even do that. But anyway. Back to wrestling. Oh, here's something interesting. Vince McMahon absent from WWE's Friday television tapings. You know what, Vince? If my show sucked that much, I'd be absent too. So, but being that as it may, right here, WWE had a very busy day yesterday. The Superstar Spectacle in the morning, and then they had the SmackDown later that night. They did it all without Vince McMahon. Oh boy. Okay, says it's been learned that Vince McMahon was not at the Tropicana Field for yesterday's television tapings. This left Triple H this left Triple H in charge with Kevin Dunn and Bruce Pritchard. And Bruce Pritchard, as you know, has already gotten a whole lot of heat from stars. So see, because
wait, Kevin Dunn is back with WWE?
He never left. Remember Kevin Dunn? He's been there. Yeah. That's that also was the producer of Tough Enough. Yeah, he's been there. He's the only employee I think that
I must be thinking about somebody else then. I must be thinking about somebody else.
Kevin Dunn, I think, is the only WWE employee who kisses enough ass to keep keep a lifelong job there, keep it career. He's the only employee never been released.
Oh no, I know who I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about the wrong person.
This is Kevin Dunn.
I think if the reins of power are transferred over to Stephanie, Shane, and Triple H, I think he's gone. I think he's done. You know, but because I know they don't have a great relationship with him either, and you know, so I do think his time is going to be up soon.
It is. I mean, you know, everybody has their time, but my theory is, this is a theory I've heard: Triple H and Stephanie and Shane aren't going to be able to run that company like Vince did. So it might go under, but it'll be a slow decline. So
there's no guarantee.
Yeah. You think they'll sell it?
I don't know if they'll sell it, but you know, or they could, or someone could take it over. But like I'm saying, a bunch of employees. This is like behind the scenes employees. A bunch of employees are selling, who leave WWE, they're selling a bunch of their stock for a whole lot of money. So
I think they'll sell it to Disney.
Say that again.
I think they'll sell it to Disney. Well, I think they'll sell the WWE
because Disney has been buying a lot of stuff. So I can actually believe that.
Yeah, if they were to sell it, I could see them selling it to them.
Shoot, they're like the only people that could really buy it, honestly.
Well, it's like this. I don't think Triple H would buy it. Like I said, that's the son-in-law now. He's actually heir to the throne. He's the one that's supposed to take the throne. And like I said, then you have Stephanie and Shane. And then, of course, you forgot Linda McMahon is still there. But see, Linda McMahon has been a suspect, or not suspect. But
she's too busy doing political stuff.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Apparently, there's an article I saw. Apparently, some groups, some POC groups she backed might be the group that's linked to the Capitol Hill riot. So they're saying
that ain't surprising.
Yeah, no, it's financial. Because see, look, she's contributed 24.7 million to Trump's campaign at the time.
That's right.
But she basically left before all the stuff went down, because she was like Trump's SBU, you know, administrator, you know, for small business, thing. She's long gone. But I'm saying, if she's still alive, she could come back and run WWE too if she wants to, like as far as the corporate behind the scenes. But Triple H and Stephanie and Shane would run it. Of course,
I think she would just be paying people. I think she would just be writing the checks, and that's it. As far as Linda McMahon goes, and maybe trying to promote, you know, some political stuff. I don't really see her like running WWE the same way Vince would. I just don't see it.
No.
I don't. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying. I think she's, the political area is more her thing. I don't see her taking over at all. And even if she did, I don't think she could do any better than it is right now.
Okay, I want to send a shout out to the chat right now. My brother Eric Williams Battles in the chat. What's up? And I want to send a shout out to also Nick ERS. So yes, as far as Linda McMahon goes, also I saw an article. People don't think it's true. She might want to go for a presidential run. I don't know if that'll happen. If she does, you know, I hope not, because I don't want her or Vince having any kind of access to the White House. Can you imagine Vince McMahon having access to nuclear codes?
Shit, I mean, the way he is, he could buy that damn thing.
No, but I don't want Vince having access to the White House. I mean, that's more dangerous than I think Trump being in there. You know what I mean? That's too scary. that's nightmarish, you know. But it shows you right there where our government in this country's headed. See, if entertainers and celebrities can become presidents, that's a bad thing. You know what I mean? We don't need entertainers and actors becoming president. All they are is people with money, throwing a lot of money behind their campaign, and then of course they become president, and then look what happens. But
can I ask you what would your thoughts? Because I'm sure you heard the rumors that they say that The Rock would love to run as president. What's your thoughts on that?
I would hope that never happens, because I don't want to see The Rock at the podium saying, "Finally, The Rock has come to the Oval Office." That's a bad sign.
I am fucking done.
The Rock will become president. That's a bad sign. I don't want to see that. I like him as an actor, and he's a wrestler. He's entertaining. But no, don't become president. No, please don't. Please don't. I don't want to see that. See, that's and that's what happened too. See, that's what happened. See, people vote him just because he's The Rock. See, yeah, I'm thinking about that. Think about that inauguration. finally, The Rock has come to the Oval, and
Oh man.
And I can see him asking maybe one of his age, do you want to go one-on-one? He probably asked Michelle Obama, do you want to go one-on-one with the great one? I'm like, oh boy.
Oh man, and then he'll have a whole bunch of enemies too at the same time. Like people like, oh, I used to love The Rock, and then The Rock became president, and then now I can't stand him. So that'll be a problem for him as well.
Okay. Oh, here's something else. It said it was not said why Vince McMahon was absent from the tapings. For what it's worth, Vince McMahon has missed far fewer shows since they stopped touring with the Blue Band. I think that's why he's not at tapings, because they're not touring anymore. And also it says everything went according to plan without McMahon. Anytime he's absent, he's still just a phone or a Zoom call away. He can still maintain some form of a presence without needing to be there. This week, Triple H, Kevin Dunn, and Bruce Pritchard were left in charge. Also say basically, Triple H and Bruce Pritchard, they were so everything went smoothly. But the thing is, when Vince was there the past few times, he was running around. He would tear up scripts a minute before the show were to even tape. And see, that's why there's a lot of chaos, because things that were done he doesn't like, and he tears it up and starts all over. And see, that's what was bad. So okay, going forward, I think if Vince would have stopped attending all tapings, I think the shows might get better and better as far as creatively and booked wise, because if everything went smoothly without Vince, that's a good sign that things can turn around. You can turn things around. Because if Triple H is more wrestling minded about it, I mean, I like the guy, but if he's more wrestling minded creatively, then Vince, stay your ass at home and just call in on Zoom. If you need a thought or something or an opinion, I would say Vince should stay home all the time.
Yeah,
I'm not saying the shows will get better automatically. Some weeks might be good, others might be bad. Mostly for me, when it comes to SmackDown, SmackDown is a show you can fall asleep. You can fall asleep to.
Yeah, any of those shows you can fall asleep to.
And at the end of SmackDown last night, you had Kevin Owens finally getting one over Roman Reigns, because apparently he beat up Paul Heyman and put him through the table, and he put Roman Reigns through the table. So so basically that's Kevin Owens, I guess, his new creative push.
Okay, KO, get your revenge, bro. Get your revenge.
Well, because he's been getting his ass kicked, on a daily basis, by him and Mr. Oos, the tribal chief worshiper, Oos.
He said worshiper. Worshiper. I'm done.
That's what I call him.
I'd like to see him go back to the pop-up powerbomb rather than the stunner, man. I'd just rather see him use the pop-up powerbomb.
Yeah, the stunner just looks weird on Kevin Owens.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
It does. Yeah, it isn't Stone Cold Steve Austin. Oh, speaking of him, do y'all watch his show after Raw? His straight up Stone Cold. Do you watch it? I don't watch that shit. I don't watch that shit either.
I've never been a fan of Stone Cold like that. I respect him for what he's done, but anything else, that's it, man.
I was always a Rock guy more than Austin.
When he was carrying himself walking around saying he was a bionic redneck and all that shit, I couldn't feel that. You know what I mean? Me personally.
Oh, of course, yeah. That's another thing. The bionic redneck. Okay, he's a bionic redneck. Yeah, I'll say I call it the bionic cracker. But I call him, yeah. So I'm saying he's from Texas, right? That dude is the Texas. I say no, the Texas redneck. That's what I call him.
Yeah.
Now I'm surprised on one of his shows he had Ice-T on one of his shows. What is that show? I guess it's supposed to be like his stunts and all kinds of stuff, and like he drinking beer. Like it says, that's a redneck show for the rednecks. That's why I would never watch it. I could not or would not relate to that show in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I mean,
hell yeah.
But anyway, I have a topic here for us. Why certain WWE superstars prefer staying in NXT? I can understand that because you know what, up and coming stars who are in NXT seem to do well in NXT, but once they come to the main roster, they are screwed. Your thoughts? Anybody? Stacey, you want to go first?
Yeah, hell yeah. I mean, NXT, they just have, it's a place where they're more appreciated, especially more of the smaller size guys as well. Yeah, I can understand because it's like they get on a roll. You think about how many guys have come from NXT and they've been on a hot streak, and then they just, as soon as they hit the main roster, it's just been, it's just gone nowhere. And I mean, you got guys wanting to go back to NXT now. Now, I don't, you know what I mean? Look at Finn Balor. He's happy. He don't want to go back to the main roster.
Yeah, very happy. He's very happy going back in NXT. That's strange.
Yeah.
Oh, and Zargon, before we get Aleister Black. Look, ever since Zelina Vega was fired, you noticed he's basically been in the doghouse. Now,
I haven't seen him on TV in a while. I haven't never heard anybody even talk about him either.
Yeah, what it is, at one point he requested to go back to NXT, but Vince said no.
Oh, he did?
Now they've been keeping him off TV because I guess I've heard they say that they're going to repackage him and they're saving him for some big dramatic return, but I haven't seen that yet. I don't see that coming.
Man, this man going to be in a pirate suit doing a fucking hokey dance. I'm calling it right now. He in the doghouse. They going to have him walking around being the next Santino. Or he gonna be Ice-T from Prince Albert Ice-T with Brodus Clay. You know, somebody call him a mama. Like
no.
Yeah, his career is done for. It's over. It's over for him. And then the way Zelina Vega got fired, yeah, he's in the doghouse. It's over for him.
Yeah,
he gonna be getting jobbed out to everybody.
I mean, look, there's opportunities for these guys. The WWE is not the final place, man. I get it. You make more money, but there's also a question of, being happy, and also where you want to be in your career. You got AEW, you got New Japan, you got Ring of Honor, you got Impact Wrestling. You know what I mean? The WWE is not the only guy. There's alternatives out there. So I would say, fuck it. If they're not going to use you right, because you've only got a finite amount of time, before you're spit out and used as a cog in the machine, go to another company, man. For me, Aleister Black, I never really, when I saw him, I thought he was an interesting character, but I never quite knew if they knew what to do with him. You know what I mean? He was because he's so.
I didn't even know what he was.
Well, he was good when he first came up. He was awesome because I liked the character and the mystique and how badass he was, and that was good. But the minute his wife started making money outside the company, that was the end for it for him.
I mean, look at his wife; she should
now. Shipping to NXT for a second. As far as up-and-comers from NXT, I'm gonna give you a prime example, and I'm pretty sure y'all would agree, or you can disagree respectfully. It doesn't matter. You had an influx bunch come up as Retribution from NXT. Look what the fuck happened there. And then look at Mia Yim, who's basically Reckoning. What the fuck? Her first match, and she loses to Dana Brooke of all people.
What?
Yeah,
they lost to Dana Brooke.
They lost Dana Brooke. Yeah,
I mean, I like Dana Brooke, but wow.
Look, one half of the tag team, what I call wind tunnel. You put two blondes together, and it's like a wind tunnel. Because Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose ain't got nothing upstairs. You got all those damn looks, but not very intelligent. That's why I call them wind tunnel. They call themselves the muscled up blondes. I'm like the muscle blondes. I'm like, what the hell? No, wind tunnel. That's your name. Anyway. Yeah. Mia Yim or Reckoning is very
laying on her back, Yim. That's what she need to be.
What do you say now?
So she need to be laying on her back, Yim, because she on her back looking up at the lights, losing to Dana Brooke. Good God.
Yeah. So that's the thing. See, and you're supposed to build when you bring up.
And a lot of people like her too. Like on my Twitter, like on my mutuals, they really like Mia, and then they was even flipping out.
And she was a fan base outside WWE. Remember?
Exactly.
Came from Shimmer for most part. She was
that's right.
Somebody else. Yeah, I remember in Shimmer.
A lot of people like her too.
Because
and I don't know.
A lot of NXT stars who signed with WWE as NXT, they're 10-year veterans. Like one guy who should never been in NXT was Bobby Roode. I don't know why they put him in NXT. That guy had 15 years experience.
Yeah, that was stupid. But then they put Samoa Joe in NXT too. So I mean,
Joe was ready for them. And he was ready straight away for the main.
Makes no fucking sense.
Ready for the main roster. I can understand rookies who just signed NXT, but that's different. But when you got veterans coming from other places who have 10 years or 15 years experience, you should have packaged in for something on the main roster. But see,
I'm very surprised that AJ Styles made it to the main roster immediately because I thought he was going to be in NXT as well.
That's what I thought as well.
Yeah, I think AJ Styles might have been an exception. I don't know in some way because like I said, I think he had enough. He had enough of a presence in TNA for all those years where they say, you know what,
Samoa Joe did as well.
Yeah,
and Bobby Roode and EC3.
Yeah,
and
EC3,
some other people.
all of them, AJ and Samoa Joe had big feuds in TNA, great feuds, great matches,
Exactly,
better
great
matches.
feuds, legendary. I will agree
And now
with
Samoa
that.
Joe is regulated to be an announcer, which he's pretty good at it, but still because of his injury, you know, with that commercial and everything. Yeah, I don't like seeing him behind the headset. I'd rather see him in the ring because I
You
kind
know
of
who Joe reminds me of?
Who?
And this is gonna sound so fucked up, but he kind of reminds me of Taz.
Yeah, I
As
completely.
soon as Taz came to WWE, he did it, whatever he did for a little bit, and then he went right to the announcing.
Mm-hmm.
You know why? I saw an article with Taz too. They're saying this is what Jim Ross said on his podcast. They're saying wrestlers started complaining about Taz because he was reckless in the ring, and Taz fired back on Ross saying, you know, he never had one complaint from a wrestler of being reckless in the ring. So I think that was a lie. I think because of ECW. And maybe because Vince doesn't like the smaller guys, that's why he put him in the announce booth. So, like I said, once again, that's Vince. See, Vince doesn't give the smaller wrestlers a chance. And see, Taz was awesome in ECW.
He was a monster back in ECW.
Yeah.
He was a man. He was a man. You know, him, Sabu, and all them guys, Sandman. That right there was a roster, and basically you had good matches and good feuds. I mean, it was hardcore too. That's why that's why I was so I miss all that. See, I miss Taz. And actually, at one time, Taz was managing Samoa Joe in TNA too. At one time when he went to TNA, remember that?
That's why I made the comparison.
Yeah,
that's why I made the comparison.
That. Yeah, and that was actually a good storyline. Now I like Team Taz in AEW. That's awesome. Oh, another topic we can discuss, and I saw this on Facebook just yesterday. That black fella in Team Taz, the new one. What's his name? I forget it. It's Hobbs or something Hobbs.
Mm-hmm.
Now, anyway, he had a trial with WWE, and WWE said, we ain't got nothing for you right now. All of a sudden, he pops up in AEW, and now WWE wants Will Hobbs. Yeah, that's it. I think it's Will Hobbs. Yeah.
Oh, I had to see who that is because I'm not familiar.
No, he's a black fellow. Yeah, you'll see him. The thing is, he pops up in AEW. All of a sudden, now WWE wants to give him a contract.
Of course.
And he said in the podcast, he said, they called him. He said, no, I'm good. You know, F you. I'm like,
because they want to sign the contract. They want to sign a competition and just have them and just basically hold them hostage. That's what they want to do.
Look, if he had a trial and he said the trial went good, why would you turn him down the first time? Oh, but and then he pops up on your competition and now you want him.
Pretty
you
much.
See how two-faced that is?
Pretty
and
much.
Somebody said on Facebook saying, "Oh, he's got a bad attitude." I said, "No, his attitude is right on point." Yeah, I'd say it too.
They're saying somebody got a bad attitude. I'm so tired of hearing that shit.
Really,
it's ridiculous.
His anger is well received and well within the right. The same anger as ACH Jordan Miles about a certain shirt that was made for him.
Let me guess. Ryback had a bad backstage attitude too. All of a sudden.
Yeah, all of that bad. Yeah,
all of a sudden. Jesus Christ!
It's amazing how you consider to have a bad attitude when you speak your mind and you free yourself when you say what you really feel. But when you want to kowtow and bow down and be the good little houseboy, all of a sudden you're a good person. You know, you're a company man.
Yeah,
of course. I think a lot. Oh my God, Johnny! Don't even talk about Ember Moon, please. Don't. That's just gonna piss me off, please.
Well, Ember Moon. Now, see, I like Ember Moon. You know, and she's a sister, and she's good. She's good, but I'm thinking she's happier in NXT too because I don't think the main roster was going to do much with her.
Don't even talk about her. That's just gonna piss me off. Oh my God.
I know. Yeah, I almost forgot about her. Yeah, see, it's like,
and that's sad. You almost forgot about her. That's the problem, that we're forgetting about people like how good they were in NXT, and then they go to the main roster, and they're like non-existent.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I'm saying they're in NXT, they're doing pretty good, and then they go to the main roster and they become non-existent, and then the injuries that Ember had didn't help her. So yeah, that's once she came back, I was like, that's a lost cause. WWE's not going to do anything with her. Her shit is over with. She's done for.
Yeah.
And then she's
still actively in NXT right now.
Yeah, but she comes back and her weight fluctuates.
Okay.
It goes up and down. It goes up and down. So I know WWE's not going to be keen on her. I already see. I saw the writing on the wall. I'm like, it is what it is.
Yeah, when it comes to certain African American wrestlers, whether male or female, it seems like they get the shaft a little bit after a certain if they don't get over. See, now I think Apollo Crews is one of the lucky few. See, he's still, I guess you could say, green as a rookie, or he's still be treated as a rookie. He's been there a while. So, and like I said, for him, I would do the heel turn, but let Apollo Crews control the creative direction of his heel turn. I think it'll be successful. But as far as Ember Moon goes, yeah, very talented. I think she deserves better. If her contract's up and she leaves NXT or she leaves altogether, I would go to AEW or Impact, and I think AEW should shine because you got Big Swole in AEW. Big Swole's on the black wrestler, and she's good.
I love Big Swole.
Big Swole reminds me of Jackie, Miss Jacqueline. You know what I mean? In a way, a new Miss Jacqueline. You know.
Think so?
No, yeah, she's rough. You can tell she can fight. She rough.
No,
too.
I know she's rough, but Jacqueline, I would have never thought that. I would have never put that comparison together. But
I'm talking about a talent as far as talent wise. Because see, Jacqueline was known at one time known as Sweet Georgia Brown or Miss Texas, and she was rough.
No. I'm saying I know she's tough and she's stiff because I remember watching interviews with Ivory and she was saying Jacqueline used to fuck her up and she'd be like, man, did I get hit by a truck? So
Big Swole looks kind of stiff. I mean,
no, her physique is great.
That's why I make the comparison.
Miss Jacqueline was the true winner of the swimsuit Royal Rumble 2000. She was the true winner of that.
Yeah, she looked good, yeah. But of course, Sable.
Don't get me started. I was just ranting on Sable yesterday. Please, don't get me started.
They gave it to the old woman. What's her name? Mae Young.
They did give it to Mae Young because they give it to her in No Mercy.
Yeah, when she was saying, everybody wants to see my puppies. Remember that when she was trying to strip and everybody wanted to. I was at Hooters. I was actually at Hooters that night when because Hooters used to show the wrestling, and everybody started laughing, and one guy started going, and I was eating chicken wings, and he was like, "Oh my goodness!" And people were coming up, and like, "Oh my god!" Okay. They were serious too. I didn't want to see her without a top. That's just nasty. I mean,
that was horrible. Yeah.
They had Mae Young do a lot of crazy things though.
Oh, of course, yeah, because that was the attitude there at the time. Oh, but getting back to Miss Jacqueline and Sable, that competition, bikini competition, that was at a Fully Loaded. Oh, remember? I still have it on a tape. I got it. It was a footage of it.
Is this Fully Loaded 2000?
Yeah, that was Fully Loaded. Yeah, back up because remember Jerry Lawler was in the ring. He was like, "Oh my god!" and jumping around. When Sable took off her top and she had like a painted hands,
the handprints.
No ball.
I was just like, whatever.
That was, to me, that was very sluttish. When I saw that, I thought somebody was going to take him off. And I remember Armageddon where Stacey Cat actually went topless just for a split second before it was covered up. Remember that?
Oh wow!
Yeah. Remember, Jerry Lawler said, "Oh, JR, I saw cute little puppies with cute little pink noses." I'm like, they actually did it. Oh boy! But it was live. Pay-per-view was live. So
wow.
They couldn't do nothing. So,
King could have a stroke. Yeah, King was he was busting his pipes out there, man. He was losing it.
Yeah, King. To me, Lawler was a pervert anyway. I think he was just a pervert because
But he's always been that way. He's always saying some dumb shit.
Oh yeah, and of course, like I said, remember at one time he was dating the cat. He was dating since
I think he was.
All he dates was young women in their 20s. He doesn't date women in his own age. He dates some women in their 20s. Like it could be being famous like that.
Can't be mad.
Yeah.
Was
he married to her?
Yeah.
Was he married to her?
I think he's been married. I think he's been married as many times as Ric Flair.
Mommy wants you.
Yeah, he's always been a pervert for the rest of it.
But anyway, so it's been like I said. Okay.
No, I had to say that at least one time. At least one time, I had to say it.
That Fully Loaded 2000 is that the one with I think it was it Kurt Angle against Undertaker?
I forget now.
And I think that might have been the one with Val Venis.
Okay, yeah. I just remember the Sable Jacqueline thing. I don't remember the matches. I mean, I could download it somewhere and find it and watch it again. I'm pretty sure it's good.
There was some decent matches. I think it was one with Val Venis against Rikishi in a cage. I think it was that.
Yeah, remember that? I remember. See, even back then, WWF was good still back then. You had matches that had some good people. Rikishi, Val Venis. Then I did like the pool gimmick. It was kind of funny, but I mean, Val Venis had skills.
He did. The money shot. Yeah, man. He was a good wrestler, man.
True. Yeah.
How far?
Wait, why is this popping up?
Okay. Anyway, like I said, as far as NXT goes, when talent, like I said, Retribution basically became a laughing stock right off the bat because they said people backstage were laughing on the debut and all the masks.
Because it looked ridiculous.
No, look, they were cool at first. Remember because everybody was all blacks and hoods? That was cool. Kind of like the NWO, that was cool. But then when they picked up
people was calling them Antifa.
Yeah, because look, but then later on, when you had a certain chosen individuals to become official Retribution, and then introduce Mustafa Ali as a leader, you had wrestlers with these masks on, funny mask on, and then it wasn't cool anymore. So see, that's why it's been trashed now.
Mustafa Ali as the leader, that was just weird. That's one of the reasons I'm afraid for Apollo Crews to turn heel because it's just weird.
Yeah,
I'm glad you brought up Mustafa Ali because I forgot about him. Unfortunately,
I didn't because actually he actually has heat backstage now from the company because of something he said on Raw Talk.
Oh yeah, I heard about that, and he's right.
He's right. Legends Night. Because look at this, he's right about that. That was a good shoot. Because look at this, I despise Hulk Hogan now. Anyway, as you know, he said,
"I'm gonna have that shoot." Yeah, what did he say?
Oh, he went in.
No, he went in. He's saying, "Why are these old legends who can barely walk being pushed when young guys like us, could shine?" And basically, he got heat from the company from saying that. But see, he's right.
Take your vitamins and say your prayers.
Yeah, right. He went there. He's saying the promo with Hulk Hogan and Drew McIntyre, where Hogan said, where we had, "What you gonna do for the 7th millionth time?" And I say, I'm trying to hear that too, because see, Hogan trying to come across as Mr. Holier Than Thou and say your prayers, knowing goddamn well, as you know, Zargon from the sex tape, from
shit, he was taking steroids.
No,
he ain't even got his steroids.
No, his former friend Bubba the Love.
No. I know about that situation, but I'm saying he got other issues outside of that.
Well, of course, yeah. But I'm talking about but I was trying to say Bubba the Love Sponge, where he slept with his wife, was taped, and said the N-word when his daughter was dating a black man at the time. So right there.
And then went on that fake ass apology tour like somebody was supposed to find that shit believable.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So there you go. So see, that's why I hate Hogan. So, but see, I agree with Mustafa Ali. Why is these motherfuckers on here being pushed when they're long retired? Push the young talent. See, Vince did the whole Legends Night thing for ratings.
Of course,
because people tune in. But see, people who tune in are people who probably in their 50s now.
But the only problem was that a lot of different people that was on the show was getting shitted on, kind of like Alicia Fox was getting shitted on, people like that. Like people like, oh, they're not a legend. And I mean, if you feel they're a legend, they're a legend. If you feel they're not a legend, then you feel they're not. It's all your prerogative.
As far as Alicia Fox goes, I mean, she's a sister, and all praises due. The thing is, she never really did anything in her career. The whole time she was there, she never really did anything big, and she was never.
But I think that's why a lot of people have her in the underrated card.
Right,
like they look at her as an underrated talent. Like if WWE actually, was behind her, then she could go far.
Daddy, Mommy said, "Come here."
Why you keep yelling?
Yeah, Alicia Fox was talented, but she also had a reputation, in the back room and that. And, as soon as if you've got like if you're African American and in any sort of thing, they will just use against you straight away, man. And they got the first sign they got rid of her, man. I think it wasn't it Arn Anderson that was sticking up for her or something. He tried to protect her.
He was sticking up before. He was booking at the time, and she showed up intoxicated. And even though he knew she was intoxicated, he let her wrestle anyway. I did a video on that. So okay. So that was the nail in his coffin for his job. That's why that's why he was fired.
Yeah,
and she got released. But actually, she's been going through therapy, and she's clean now. So she's sober now.
Okay.
But as far as her career, she might have had a few entertaining segments and promos maybe. But as far as in the ring, she really didn't do anything, and she wasn't really pushed as to anything. That's why I would call her a legend, because she didn't do anything memorable like Hogan did for all those years. See, Hogan was basically Vince's cash cow for all those years in the 80s.
Oh yeah.
He carried the title belt for 4 years straight. He had the title for 4 years straight without losing it. So,
right.
On that, to me, that's why Hogan. A lot of people think Hogan held him down, and he did, because actually Hogan finally admitted that he held people down. So say, if you're supposed to be, this holier and say your prayers, eat your vitamins, and that kind of thing, why'd you hold people back? You shouldn't have done that. Somebody else should have been carrying. And think about this: Hogan ain't that tough. He ain't that good. No one's tough enough to carry the belt for 4 years and can nobody beat him. Because like I said, in a real fight, half them guys could probably beat the shit out of Hogan, especially Savage, because Savage punched Hogan in the face. And this was over Elizabeth because I think he got friends with Elizabeth, and Savage found out about it, and he punched he beat that ass. So
I'm a big Savage fan anyway. So
Ali, he was on point and right, because so technically he wasn't speaking for himself. He was speaking for him, Retribution, and probably every superstar from NXT that's been trying to come up and make something of themselves for the company to go to that next level. But WWE won't let him do that. And I'm gonna admit myself, like as far as the whole product all around, especially Raw and SmackDown, there's nothing exciting about it. No wrestler has been excited or invested. That's the only problem with it. Even Sheamus. I mean, Sheamus at one time, Sheamus is way past his prime, but he's still there though. He can be interesting, and he's actually not bad in the ring. I like the bro kick. You know what I mean? So he's got skills, but as far as all around, I can't get too invested or excited for Sheamus. Because there's really nothing he's done. I don't like Drew McIntyre. Not invested in him. Roman Reigns shoved down your throats, just like John Cena was, and I hated John Cena too. So John Cena, to me, just there was nothing. There's nothing about the product today that has me invested like back then. WCW, the Road Warriors, the Midnight Express, Jim Cornette, Sting, they had me invested. Dusty Rhodes and Nikita Koloff when he turned babyface, left Ivan Koloff and the Russian Bear, who's a part of Demolition too. So I know. So
I agree.
So,
I mean,
go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was just saying, just similar to what your point was saying. I mean, even the Ruthless Aggression era, which was one of my favorite periods, man. They had some guys that you could definitely get behind. You had Ben Moore, you had Angle, you had Edge before he started becoming a rated R superstar. You had Rey Mysterio. You had some high level guys that were putting on matches all the time that had good characters. And it just these guys, like you said, they shove down your throats. And they're relying too heavily on the older stars, the stars of yesterday. And, their time's up. And if it isn't, what happens when you keep relying on these guys and they can't go anymore? You're going to bring Shawn Michaels back again? What are you going to do? You're going to bring The Undertaker back for another match?
They're going to bring him back. They're going to bring him back. They're going to bring him back.
I hope not.
They are. They're too reliant on them. And they're gonna keep. Even if they're not wrestling in matches, they're gonna have them making appearances. Kind of like how you have Iron Sheik and guys like that. They're gonna have them make an appearance. Even if it's for a funny segment or whatever, they're just gonna have them keep making appearances.
Yeah. Well. See, as far as bringing Shawn Michaels back, that's only for DX, and I'm sick of. I'm sick of DX too. See, that's and Triple H is corporate now. He's in the office. Leaving the office. Last I heard about Shawn Michaels, he was supposed to be like an instructor or trainer for NXT over in the UK, but that could have changed too. Anyway, topics y'all want to talk about or cover?
Yeah, I want to get your guys' thoughts on that series they're doing, The Dark Side of the Ring. Have you caught any of those episodes?
Oh yeah. I've watched I
never watched any of that.
No, you need to watch that if you can. You can watch it on YouTube or watch them on a thing. I've watched episodes from season 2. I watched Chris Benoit one. Yeah, I watched one on Chris Benoit, and I watched a few others. Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, it's awesome. See, and that even shows you right there that it's scripted. Going back to the thing where it says Russia's fake, it's scripted. I mean, so and look, and reason why. So I don't see why Mark Henry and them get mad about saying that, because look at this.
I don't know why either.
Look, you've had. This was Vince McMahon's vision. He wanted his show to become mainstream. He said wrestlers on the mainstream talk shows, the mainstream media outlets, commercials, doing movies, everything. So it's even The Rock said in wrestling it's one take. In the movies, when you start doing movies, it's one take. So The Rock admitted it was fake. So don't get mad at Ryback for saying what he said. The Rock had said it and mean a different way, admitted it. Kevin Nash has said it. Everybody says it. I mean, we can see it because even when I was small, I had I had a buddy in my classroom who said even back then when they didn't acknowledge it, when kayfabe was strong, when they weren't supposed to acknowledge it, he saw the guys the same guys beat each other with a chair, going out after work. They were backstage laughing and having a beer together about it because the audience thought it was so real.
Mm.
They would go out and party
That's
and go to the bar, the strip clubs, and half of them travel together.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
as far as all of them being friends, some of them were friends, and now as far as like I guess on depending on who your spot was, not all of them were actually really friends too. And that's like I said, due to the politics and due to the spot. You know what I mean? A lot of them guys do hate each other backstage. It's been proven. It's said there's real backstage live fights, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, look what happened to Bruiser Brody. Oh yeah, I saw that episode too on Dark Side of the Ring. Bruiser Brody, that's a good one too. Yeah, that's brutal.
That's a great episode. Yeah,
actually,
yeah.
the guy who actually stabbed him is actually never been convicted. He's out. He actually books himself, I think, to do like appearances or parties like that. I'm like, what the hell is that?
Damn.
Yeah, they showed him. That's yeah. It was one of the guys in the mask, one of the I think Lucha Libre's in the mask who stabbed him.
But right there, that shows wow.
That shows you how cold-blooded it is.
But that also would it show how soft people are though. Like if that's your boy and somebody kill him, like and you ain't do nothing about it. Well, I mean, even if you didn't kill the guy, even if you beat him, whooped his ass or whatever, at least do something. Don't just sit there and talk about it. No.
He committed a crime. That's a crime. He killed a man.
Yeah. He murdered him. And
a murderer was allowed to live his life. What the hell is that?
Pretty much.
Yeah. He's still alive. He's still out there doing his thing. You know, there's been some really good episodes. I want to know if they're going to touch on in season 3, if they're going to touch on that whole Pat Patterson pedophile shit that he did back in the day. You know, because there's a lot of. Yeah, they try to cover that up nicely. Him and the Ring Boys.
Yeah, they should. The thing is, I don't think they're going to. They mentioned that because he just died. See, he's been getting praises.
But we know what's up.
There was a pedophile ring in the WWE years ago with Pat Patterson and a bunch of them. They would molest all the new wrestlers because if you watch some of Roddy Piper's shoots interview, he was molested by Pat Patterson.
Yeah.
Yeah, that man's not gay. He's a faggot. He's a pedophile. So
he wasn't just a homosexual. He was a pedophile. Yeah, he was. Straight up.
Doesn't sound surprising, but wow.
Also, no, there's one topic they said
because I know you did it. I know you did a video on like terrible things. I think it was the one with Jim Cornette and his wife and Big Show and a cigarette. Oh my god,
it was Big Sexy.
I still can't get that image on my head. I've been trying.
What happened? Yeah, it happened. Yeah, I believe it happened. I mean, Jim Cornette and his wife can deny it, but I believe there was some shady shit in wrestling. See, I would never want to be a wrestler. I mean, I know it looks like you want to make a lot of money. It's a dream and everything. Yeah, it's too much. There's too much demonic, satanic, dark shit that goes on behind there.
That is true.
Oh, yeah. There's too much. Yeah. And see me personally, if I became a wrestler, I'm gonna treat it like Death Row Records. I'm gonna have a shotgun. I'm gonna carry a shotgun.
You might have to cap a fool, man. You might have to.
I'm gonna carry a shotgun in my bag because some people.
Hi guys.
Hey, how you doing, little?
What up?
It's like this. Well, you know, I go say it in front of some little one, so I move on.
I can't hear you.
But anyway,
I hear you.
Okay.
I can hear both of them.
Oh, I didn't think you could.
I can't.
Anyway, yeah, Dark Side of the Ring. The Dark Side of the Ring to me is a good series. And anybody wants to. I'm
gonna check it out. Yeah. I'm gonna go on YouTube and check it out.
Yeah, or like I said, you can find it on look it up. There's platform like YouTube or the platform itself, like I said. Or if you want to, I'll find a link for you and send it to you to download it. Because I say I haven't watched all of them. I just watched
I can hear both of them through the headphones.
But,
hold on,
watch that ASAP.
Hi.
And you chance. Hey, how you doing this evening?
There's enough stories to cover a season 3, 4, 5.
Yeah. No, the point I wanted to make was they were talking about doing an episode for China on season 3, but then China's estate or manager said no, or her mother said no. They don't want to make it because of certain circumstances. But China's story needs to be told on Dark Side. But you know why? They don't want to tell it because it exposes Triple H and Stephanie McMahon too much. Because it was those two alone were the sole reason.
Yeah.
They're the sole reason why she was the cause of her downward spiral. Part of it, her main reason of downward spiral because like I said, they were dating, and Stephanie McMahon went after her boyfriend behind her back. Didn't even say excuse me. And like I said, these people were supposed to be friends at probably one time. No colleagues. They say good morning, hello. And Stephanie McMahon, the cold-blooded, you know what she is, you know, went behind her back and stole her, and then got her, and then didn't renew her contract. And Jim Ross says she wanted more money on being renewed, this kind of thing, wanted money. But I don't believe that. I think it was Stephanie McMahon. Remember, Stephanie is Vince's daughter, and Vince, he does what Little Princess wants him to do. So she was released, and she's never been the same since. I mean, she did some adult entertainment, which probably wasn't a wise choice, but it was both the drugs and the downward spiral that eventually led to her overdose and the death. So, like I said, I blame them solely for her downfall. I mean, I know she's supposed to take responsibility for her actions, but people can be pushed emotionally into things. And see, the wrestling business seems to leave, when if you leave in a negative way or leave under bad circumstances, like she did, it left an emotional negative impact, which came just crash down on her, and she couldn't come back from it. That's all.
That's true.
She couldn't come back from it.
Well, they even held back.
I still don't see how they
even make money off of the charity.
Oh wow.
No, go for it, Sargon.
No, I'm saying it's kind of weird that she gets into the Hall of Fame through DX instead of having her own solo session. Like, I felt like if you want to put her in the Hall of Fame with DX, that's understandable. But I felt that she was also a Hall of Famer outside of DX. She was still doing the thing with the whole. She was a multi-time women's champion, and she come out there with the bazooka entrance. I mean, people like that, and then trying to put asses in seats. So I think they gotta give her credit for that. I
agree.
So I don't know why they wouldn't put her in there by herself, but I do think a China one would have been interesting. That would have been very interesting. I would love to see it.
Me too.
I would even love to see the mom's perspective on the whole situation, or what she may know about it, because China might have said some things to her mother, talked about the whole situation, how everything went down. So maybe the mother has some insider stuff, about the whole relationship between Triple H and Stephanie. So I would love to see it along with Owen Hart. I would love to see that story too. If I don't know if they did it or not.
They did it Owen Hart.
They did.
Yeah, they did it Owen Hart.
I watched that one too. Yeah, I think that's one of the first ones I watched.
I think with the Owen Hart one, because it was interesting, because we got to see his wife and we got to see his kids that had grown up and hear from their perspective. And to my knowledge, that's the first time I'd seen his kids speak about their dad, and it was pretty sad. It was fucked up what the WWE done to him.
Because I know WWE, I know the wife didn't want Owen Hart in the Hall of Fame or anything to do with WWE and things like that. I remember hearing about that.
Yeah, I don't blame her. I mean, if you're one of those people that think, oh, why didn't you go in and they should let him use that? If you watch that episode, and you can understand totally why she feels that way. And I 100%, before that, it was all, she had the feud with Bret Hart, where Bret wasn't, he was very much like, he feels like the WWE should be allowed to show Owen Hart's footage, especially to the younger fans and all of that. And I was kind of on the fence. I was like, I kind of see Bret's point, because this is his brother and he wants his brother to remember. But after you see that episode, man, I'm fully behind Martha, man, because I just think it's disgusting how they treated the Owen Hart. I just think it's absolutely appalling, to be honest. One of the great talents that robbed him. They just put him up there, dangled him like a piece of meat for a quick buck, a guy that was scared of heights, put him on a cheap little thing so they could save money, and he passed away. And it's disgusting. So, I definitely saw that episode.
Yeah, and the thing is, he almost said no. Oh, sorry, go ahead. Yeah, no, he said no, but then, like I said, no, they pressured him, because they said you can't say no to Vince, so he did it. But you know what? If he had better will or spiritual will and said no, I'm not doing that. That looks dangerous. I think he'd still be alive today.
That's true.
I agree.
He wouldn't be working in WWE, but he'd still be alive though. That's what I'm saying. That's the thing. See, he left around a beautiful wife and children. I mean, come on, man. It's not worth it. That's why, to me, I would never. Like, even when I was little, I saw what Dutch Rose did in the ring. It looked easy. I said, I want to be wrestling. It looks easy. You know what I mean? It's fake. It's play acting. You're going off the ropes, but it's not easy. Like I said, I've learned over years, it's not easy. And then, like I said, as I got older and more media outlets started exposing little things about steroids and crime, this, that, and the other, I said, well, hey, man, I don't know if I want to become a wrestler now. But then the whole thing blew up. And then, like I said, now today and age, social media blew up and all these stories come out now. I said, oh, hell no.
That is crazy.
Oh, hell
a lot
no.
of shit is going down.
I would never want to be a wrestler. Like I said, if it was me, like I said before, I didn't want to say it in front of your little son. I'd have a 12 gauge backstage and some people and some people would be shot. Trust me.
Click.
It would be shot at and buried. I'm sorry. Vince too. That's a cold.
I think a lot of people want to get Vince. I think it's a lot. I think Vince got a long line of people that just want to see him in the grave. I think there's a lot of people that want to see that.
And the thing is, when he does pass away, he ain't going to heaven. I remember an article I saw in WCW magazine where Bret Hart was kneeling by Owen Hart's grave. He's saying there'll come a time when God was going to deal with Vince. Like I said, when Vince dies, he ain't going to heaven. He's going right to the judgment seat, and that's going to be it. He is done. That's a wrap for his soul. That's because he's soulless. That's a wrap for him. So,
he's a godless person, and not only that, he's got a lot of blood on his hands. You know, a lot of blood.
A lot of people have said that.
You have no idea. He's got a river of blood on his hands. He's got a waterfall of blood on his hands. Owen, Eddie Guerrero, Brian Pillman, a bunch of people who died on his watch. Chris Benoit, that's on him too.
Yeah, it is kind of weird that a lot of people have died under his watch. I still think that's weird. And no real investigation really happens as far as Vince goes. No. But they could pressure him because of the steroids. It makes absolutely no
the
sense.
reason why there's nobody after Vince, because of Vince's money. But Vince has the money he has enough money, billions to throw at it for people to look the other way. But
that's true.
It's not gonna last forever. So he will answer in atone. His soul will have to be the punishment and the atonement for everything he's done. So his day's coming. Like I said, he ain't gonna live forever. He may be taking steroids and be muscle at that age, but he shouldn't be. But there's gonna come a time when everything payback got coming to him is going to come to him one full swoop.
Of course,
God's punishment will be swift. So that's
I agree with that.
Yep. So anything else you guys want to talk about, or you want me to wrap it up?
I don't have anything else.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of something. Oh. Okay, I'll bring this up. What are you guys' thoughts on The Undertaker basically calling the products off? I don't think it's anything different that any other older wrestler has really said. I think he was saying something about the product being too soft, him coming into the locker room and everybody's playing video games or some shit like that. He was saying.
I saw that.
A lot of people's been upset about that and have made comments on it. I'm still trying to get up to date on it because I'm seeing pieces here and there.
I think I see why why he's saying it's soft. He comes from a whole different era when it was tough. Remember the NWA? See, the guys today in the locker room wouldn't survive in the NWA. They would survive in the Ole Anderson era. You remember that? The hardcore cage matches, the blood and everything. It's soft because, at least from that era when it was exciting, a lot of those guys were in wheelchairs and walking with canes, and that's sad because they had to put their bodies through that just for entertainment. So that's the bad part about it. Today, I think because promoters or people or wrestlers have learned from that. The reason why they don't want to end up like their predecessors like that. They want to be walking not in wheelchairs or So that's why I take it's calling it soft. But see, I disagree with that in a sense because I think today's wrestlers are smarter. Because even Kevin Nash said, "Work hard, work smart, not work hard." If you don't want to put your body through that, if you can put on a good match without doing all the weapons, all the hardcore stuff, hey, great. That means when you're older and you can still walk and you can still get around, you can do it. And look at Mick Foley. Mick Foley can't even sit down on the ground and play with his kids, or his kids grown now, but he couldn't play around because he wouldn't be able to get up because that's how bad his body is. Because remember that Hell in a Cell match where he dove off? That shouldn't have happened. I mean, it was exciting, but still, see, I saw past all that BS.
I don't know why people put that in like their greatest match ever. I don't see the greatest match ever
because it sells. Because of him literally almost killing himself.
And shock value, I'll give it that. But that being your greatest match ever, I don't understand it personally.
Even Ric Flair said in his book that he said Mick Foley was nothing but a glorified stuntman. So
I know Ric Flair and Foley, they do have words against each other.
Well, I'm saying though, Flair might be right in that sense, but even Flair himself has been through the hardcore. Remember the first War Games? He was in these matches. He took all that. You see right here, all the blood and everything. Stitches everything. Same Dustin Rhodes.
But I think Ric Flair just blades himself a lot.
Well, he did. But I'm saying his body. I mean, he still walk because he doesn't walk with a cane. That's he's one of the rarities. But still, I'm pretty sure he's got plenty of aches in pains even from them.
True. I think
even
anybody deals with that.
James J. Dillon, remember him for the Horseman? James J. Dillon, the first war game. He wakes up every morning with that. Remember when Hawk and Animal had him on his shoulder with the doomsday device? He said he feels it every morning when he gets up. He feels that lump, the dislocation lump in his shoulder still. Ooh. It's a scar. So see, they have scars. So see, like I said, it's not worth it. It never was. Yeah, you made a lot of money, but was it worth it? See, and that's why today's generation wrestlers are working smarter by not doing the hardcore. I mean, they still get injured. Yeah, you know.
Oh yeah, you get injured anywhere. So that
of course, yeah. Maybe to some that's why it's soft or not as exciting or not as exciting because you're not going to see, you know, the and then of course Vince doesn't even want blood on the show no more because you know because of the kids, the ratings and the sponsors.
That's true.
You know what I mean, he's got public sponsors now. Like I said, because remember when WWE was a private company and then when we went public, that's when shit started to go downhill. As far as the board of directors, everything on the money, everything, you know, the stock. So he was a beast when he was a private company.
Yeah.
So, you know,
that's true.
That's why I'll say right there. So that's why Taker says it's soft. So like I said, there's two sides to that coin too. See, you know, he comes from the era of when it was tough. But see, you know, I think I saw a picture with him walking with a cane one time. But I guess because he had a surgery, had an operation, something like that. But he's retired now. So, but most of these guys now, it's going to be soft. And like I said, this is the age and era of video games and streaming and everything. So see, wrestlers now will have more if they become stars and they have a platform like Selena Vega did. They'll go on Twitch and they'll make money without having to kill themselves. Because and Selena's young. See, if she can make money about thousands, millions of dollars on Twitch without having to get hurt, hey, more power to you.
That's why I said make your money. I'm not going to count on another person's.
Like I said, you make money and just retire. So you know, I applaud them that. So I won't call them soft. I don't call them soft. I call them smart. Yeah. It's not about being soft. It's about being smart. So
yeah, absolutely.
So there's my answer for the Undertaker.
Okay, that's understandable.
Yeah,
because you know maybe it's like one of those situations, like you know the whole difference in era and stuff like that, like how it is with sports. Like you know, the football players may say, "Oh, the players of our generations, you know." We wouldn't be sitting out a game because our thumb is hurting. We got a sore thumb or whatever, or our toe is hurt. We go out and still play. Or even the basketball players may say that too. So I can see where that.
That's good. It's the same as boxing as well. I mean, a lot of the boxing. You know, they got dementia. They got broken down bodies. They've got a lot of problems, and now these guys.
Just look at Muhammad Ali. That's all you have to look at as the example. I mean, if you exactly, like just look at those guys.
A lot of the guys, like look at Thomas Hitman Hearns. He can't even string a sentence together. You know, you got a lot of guys that you'd think, oh damn, I'd like to hear him as a pundit or on commentary and stuff. They can't even speak these days. You know, these guys are these guys like Terry Norris. You know, these guys are just. You know, in a wheelchair, broken up, you know, and it's a shame. And a lot of these guys are now realizing, look, hell yeah, you better pay me now. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not going to have a shady manager, and I'm not going to go 15 hard rounds, and I'm not going to be having these gym wars where I don't get paid. So, you know, it's all about being smart now. This is a different generation.
That's true. Yeah.
So basically, they don't want to be meatheads. Let's just say it like that.
Yeah.
They don't want to be meatheads.
If Hitman Hearns can't string together a sentence, that means he's an invalid. So that means he took so many blows to the head with too many concussions. Yeah, see that can happen too. See that happens to football players. You know, that condition that does what is it? They call it DDT or ZDT or something.
CTE.
Yeah, they always talking about that.
And I remember the movie I saw with Will Smith called Concussion. Remember he was playing that African doctor. Yeah. That was a good movie.
Yes,
because like I said, they showed the actor playing that guy from the Steelers who killed himself. Who like he went in rage and then he got killed on the highway because he was out of his head. Now, I
gotta look at it. Probably refresh my memory.
You gotta look at it. Yeah, just watch it. Yeah, you'll see everything I mean. So, like I said, you know, if you can be smart in sports and play sports and make enough money and not come out, you know, all extra damage, you know, whether concussion or whether it be walking or not walking with a cane or not being in a wheelchair, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, hey, you good. I mean, look what happened to Kamala before he died. Kamala, the Uganda headhunter. He was in a wheelchair.
Hold on.
Yeah, he was in a wheelchair with both legs amputated. I mean, he had diabetes, but you know what I'm saying. See, a lot of them
one's enough.
Yeah,
one's enough.
I'm just saying, look. Oh, go ahead.
After the bright lights
play
are
with it
on
afterwards,
you,
right?
you know what? After the fans are screaming you and the bright lights are off for you, you know, this damage stays with you. So it's also about realizing there's a life after the sport. You know what I mean? And how healthy you're going to be with, you know, weighing all those things up.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's all about life. It's all about life after the sport. So basically,
I think it's because people are in the moment, though. Like they're in the moment, like especially during that time, like you didn't have a lot of access to a lot of things. I mean, even just a simple phone, like a simple cell phone that we have nowadays, like they didn't even have that. They had to use like pay phones and things like that. So I think it's an era thing.
Yeah, it's technology.
Yeah, absolutely.
Payphones are extinct now. Payphones.
Shit, I don't even. I rarely see a payphone in New York City.
All the payphones where I live are long gone because with cell phones, if you got a cell phone, that's all you need. I mean, cell phones are replacing house phones because people say, "Hey, just call my cell. Don't call my house phone. Just call my cell phone."
Pretty much.
Right. You can, I got one. Like I got a Samsung A50. You know what I mean? You can basically camera. You know, it's camera, film, and all that kind of stuff with it. You know what I mean? Talk on it. You know, I'm pretty sure y'all got one too.
Yeah.
But yes.
And sports science has evolved. I was just going to say, sports science has evolved as well. I mean, these guys are also trained smarter as well. You know, they're not going to, you know, those days where they're just like taking the stories, going in the gym, banging and clanging. You know, there's so many different ways you can train now. There's so many different ways diets and everything like that. So the whole generation, everything's become more smarter as well. So they're understanding their bodies a bit more differently and understanding their value as well, their worth.
That's one of the reasons I give LeBron James a lot of credit for. Even though I'm not a LeBron fan at all, that's one of the things I give him. He takes his, you know, he makes his worth. You know, he presents his worth, so I give him that. And he takes care of his body, so I give LeBron that.
Oh yeah, shout out to LeBron James.
Even though I call him LaFlop, but you know.
Okay, well, yeah, I like LeBron James. You know, that's another.
I could give him credit, but I do have my moments with him.
That's true. Yeah, as far as LeBron James goes, like I said, that's another positive black man, which people don't like to see in the media. Well, too bad about that, because your last president wasn't too positive at all. Anyway. Fake news, but anyway. Okay. Had to get that in there. But anyway, anything else y'all want to discuss? Any final thoughts or?
Nah, I'm good.
I mean, you go for it, Sargon.
No, I'm good. I don't have anything else. I just wanted to get your thoughts on the Undertaker situation. That was it.
Yeah. Well, happy retirement to him. You know, like I say, he's 30 years. He's probably the last old school tough guy we'll ever see for a long time. So I think the era of the tough guy from because you notice in recent pay-per-views for WWE, you haven't seen many cage matches. See, cage matches are basically almost obsolete. I mean, the only thing you'll see is that a ring-ding circus elimination chamber, and that's not much.
Nowhere brutal as it used to be.
Yeah, see, I do miss the War Games because War Games was awesome. That was my shit.
That was crazy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Dusty Rhodes, Nikita Koloff, and the Road Warriors versus the Horsemen, and they used to beat the hell out of the Horsemen. I love that. See, at the time, I was a Road Warriors fanatic. I loved Hawk and Animal.
I think everybody liked the Road Warriors at some point. Yeah. Especially with the Doomsday device too, man.
Oh yeah. Like I said, to the Road Warriors, God rest their souls. Like I say, Hawk and Animal. Like I said, they used to beat the hell out of the Horsemen. Like I said, the Kill Colvin, that was a bad combination. Like I said, the Horsemen didn't stand a chance. And look, every War Games match they had, they lost. They lost. And they lost with authority.
Yeah. Road Warriors weren't taking no prisoners there. They were just.
No, the thing is, what was funny was James J. Dunn's old ass in the match. I'm saying, why the hell was he in the match? Because the minute he got there, he hit Hawk and Hawk like this. What the fuck was that, a fly? And I'm like, oh shit. I was like, run for your life. I said, oh, you can't run inside the cage. And they said it was a wrap. It was a wrap. Dutch Rhodes, he hated James Dillon. Like I said, when Dude Helen came there chop, and I said, okay, that's the key right now. And then I remember at the end, he had that huge cut in his forehead after the advice. He was done. That was done deal. They used to wreck it for Horseman. I said, but see, that was wrestling. That was the best stuff, the best feuds. That was the best, and that was the payoff when they would feud with the Horsemen, and then Dusty came up with this concept to sell the score with them.
Yeah.
That was the best match feud payoff because you got a hardcore serious payoff for that. You got the Horsemen beating the shit out of twice. twice in the same match. Like I said, they didn't say a chance. I mean, they even put in War Machine, but like I said, Animal bought in that Spike bracelet. It was done deal. Like I said, because they beat the hell out of him too. Yeah, but anyway, like I said, any final thoughts, y'all?
Nope. I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm good.
All right. Well, it was a good discussion, guys.
Yeah.
Y'all want to plug your channels?
I don't have a channel, but
okay, yeah.
Man, catching up with you guys though, man. Zargon, nice to meet you, brother.
Okay. All right. Zargon, you want to plug your channel?
Yeah, Zargon7 YouTube. Follow me on Twitter, Zargon7. Follow me on Instagram, Zargon7. It's all the same.
Okay, yeah. So this is Brother Zargon. Okay, yeah.
Well, except for YouTube, because I had to put an I because my old channel got terminated. A bunch of bitches, but
why?
That's what I still don't know. I have a theory.
I just for no reason at all. Damn,
I have a theory on why I got terminated, but I don't know. I had to start over. So
mine's
it is what it is.
I don't do videos. This is I think the first live video done. I think like a month. See, when I go live, it's for a purpose. I don't go live like other people and basically do 11 hours of bullshit and nonsense and just talking about
11 hours.
Yeah, you got some you got these new circle of people in the community that do these hangouts. They're 8 hours, 9 hours, 11 hours.
I can't.
We don't have that. We don't have that kind of idle time. See, us brothers, we have jobs. We have the real world. You know,
I can't even.
All of us work. Like I said, see, I'm off on weekends. I only do this when y'all have the free time and y'all are around. You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
Yeah. And I want to say shout out to
hours.
Yeah. See, I can't do that. See, crazy. I mean, and it's a waste of time. All you're doing is you're doing bullshit, and it's not any. There's no purpose for it. There's not any meaning.
What the fuck can you talk about for 11 hours? I'm still stuck on that.
You just bullshit. You know, you screen sharing or it's bullshit drama. You know.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Don't even talk about drama because I'm gonna get mad.
Yeah, and I'm
gonna yell at somebody in chat. So I'm gonna leave that alone.
I'm gonna send a shout out to one buddy who couldn't join us. Homeboy Dale from Wrestle Chat Media. Shout out and shout out to Tyshawn. Like I said, next time we get together, I'm gonna try to have Dale on here with us too. The next time it'll be 4 of us. That's what I'm trying to do today. Anyway, want to say peace and blessings to everybody who are watching. I'm the Professor Malik X. It's Brother Zargon. Brother Kid Stacy. We'll see y'all next time.
All right, peace
out, bro.
Hasta la vista.